Have you ever wondered about the stories hidden within the ancient stones of a city? Let's take a journey to Mombasa, a jewel on the Kenyan coast, where every street corner whispers tales of conquerors, traders, and an unyielding spirit. From its sun-drenched shores, we'll travel back in time to uncover the epic history of this incredible port city. Our story begins over 1,000 years ago, in the 11th century. Mombasa, then known as Mvita, the island of war, was a bustling hub of the Swahili civilization. Imagine the scene: traditional dhows with their lateen sails gliding into the old port, their hulls heavy with precious cargo. This was the golden age of the Arab era. Merchants from Persia, Arabia, and India flocked here, drawn by the promise of wealth. They traded exquisite textiles, gleaming porcelain, and fragrant spices for the riches of Africa: ivory, gold, timber, and tragically, enslaved people. This trade didn't just bring goods, it brought ideas, culture, and a new religion, Islam, which intertwined with local traditions to create the unique Swahili culture we see today. The city flourished, becoming a powerful and independent city-state, known far and wide for its prosperity. The air would have been thick with the scent of cloves and cinnamon, the sounds of different languages mingling in the busy marketplace. But this prosperity attracted unwanted attention. In 1498, a new and formidable power arrived on the horizon. Portuguese ships, led by the famous explorer Vasco da Gama, sailed into Mombasa's harbour, seeking to control the lucrative Indian Ocean trade routes. What they found was a fiercely independent city that refused to bow down. The people of Mombasa put up a valiant fight, but the Portuguese, with their superior cannons and naval technology, were relentless. After several attempts, they finally conquered the city in the early 16th century. To solidify their control and defend their new prize, they built one of the most imposing structures in Africa, Fort Jesus. This massive fortress, a masterpiece of Renaissance military architecture, stands today as a silent, powerful testament to this violent chapter in Mombasa's history. For nearly 2 centuries, the Portuguese ruled with an iron fist, but their control was constantly challenged by local resistance and rival powers. The struggle for Mombasa was far from over. By the late 17th century, a new force emerged from across the ocean, the Omani Arabs. After a grueling 2-year siege, they successfully captured Fort Jesus from the Portuguese in 1698. This marked the beginning of a new era. Mombasa fell under the rule of the Sultanate of Oman, and later, the Sultanate of Zanzibar. The Omanis re-established the trade routes, and the city once again became a key commercial centre. The influence from this period is still deeply embedded in Mombasa's architecture, language, and customs. The beautifully carved wooden doors, the intricate designs of the old town buildings, and the distinct dialect of Swahili all bear the hallmarks of Omani and Zanzibari influence. Life was a rich tapestry of African and Arabian cultures, woven together in the narrow, winding streets of the old city. As the 19th century drew to a close, the scramble for Africa brought yet another foreign power to Mombasa's shores. In 1887, the British established a protectorate over the region. For them, Mombasa was not just a port, it was the gateway to the interior of East Africa. Their most ambitious project was the construction of the Uganda Railway, often called the Lunatic Express. Starting from Mombasa in 1896, this railway line stretched hundreds of miles inland, cutting through challenging terrain and overcoming immense difficulties. It was a monumental feat of engineering that fundamentally transformed the region. Mombasa became the bustling headquarters of the British East Africa Protectorate, and its port was modernized to handle the massive increase in goods and people flowing in and out of the colony. The railway connected the coast to the interior, paving the way for the growth of new cities, including Nairobi, which would eventually become the capital. The 20th century was a time of immense change. The seeds of nationalism, sown during the colonial period, began to sprout. Kenyans from all walks of life united in the struggle for self-rule. Finally, in 1963, Kenya gained its independence from British rule, and Mombasa joyfully celebrated its place in a new, free nation. Since then, the city has continued to evolve. It remains Kenya's primary port, a vital economic engine for the entire East African region. Today, Mombasa is a vibrant, multicultural metropolis. It's a city where ancient history and modern life coexist beautifully. You can wander through the labyrinthine alleys of the old town in the morning, marveling at Fort Jesus, and then relax on a pristine white sand beach in the afternoon. It's a melting pot of cultures, where mosques, churches, and temples stand side by side, a symbol of the city's long history of welcoming people from all corners of the globe. From a Swahili trading post to a Portuguese fortress, an Omani stronghold, a British colonial hub, and now a modern Kenyan metropolis, Mombasa has seen it all. Its history is a powerful saga of resilience, adaptation, and cultural fusion. The story of Mombasa is the story of the tides of history, ebbing and flowing on the shores of the Indian Ocean. Thank you so much for joining us on this historical journey. If you were fascinated by the epic tale of Mombasa, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories from around the world. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. Until next time.